What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. Deshaun Watson finally gets suspended. Is it enough? It's not enough. It is not enough. 6 game suspension for Deshaun Watson for the crimes that he has committed in this league. Not enough. I'm not okay with it. Y'all should not be okay with it. The NFL should not be okay with it. For some reason, this NFLPA agrees with this judge and says, you know what? We stand by the judge. I'm glad you can stand so tall getting paid, NFLPA. Obviously, you guys got paid out. Obviously. Because you guys need to care about the players. If you guys do care about the players, then you should care about the people who are supporting this league that is also supporting the players. And for you Cleveland Browns fans, I want to go on a little rant here, okay? For you Cleveland Browns fans who are just who rated and crowded Deshaun Watson at the end of practice today to ask and beg for an autograph, you guys are, I'm not going to go that far deep, but horrible human beings. Horrible. What are you doing? You like supporting menaces because that's what you're doing. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sell that jersey? You're gonna sell that mini helmet for what? You're gonna tell your kids one day, oh, this is Deshaun Watson, one of the league's worst quarterbacks I ever had. You know, one of our biggest mistakes in Browns history. Is that what you're gonna say in the future? Okay, that's horrible, man. This guy should not be inside the league. I told you guys I was gonna go on a little rant here.
It's okay,
This guy, he should not be in the league. He had 20, let's just say almost 30 allegations, right? Going up against him for sexual harassment, sexual assault, he misconduct, all of this stuff. Investigation went down. 3 rules were broken in the NFL. First time we're ever going through this sentence. First time, right? We're using the judge to help us out. So Goodell doesn't seem like the bad guy, but you know what? He's going to be like the bad guy again in this story. 6 games. NFLPA comes in and says, we stand by this. 6 games is okay. No, it's not okay. He does not deserve to be in the league for what he has done. Hopefully, the NFL, Roger Goodell, can stand up and appeal this.
Yeah. I really love the NFLPA's language when they put out that statement of saying we respect and acknowledge us, Judge Robinson, and we respect her decision. We just ask that the commissioner, Roger Goodell, does the same, basically daring him to be the bad guy. I was like, come on.
They were daring him, and it's not fair. Nick De La Rosa, thank you so much for being here live. It's a disgrace in the league and the Browns front office. Vincent, please remind us, how much is Deshaun losing out on money this upcoming season? Please tell us how much because of the sentence.
I mean, I wish I had the money that he was losing, but it's still a very small fraction of his contract. He's only losing $333,000.
That is absurd. Reed, how much money is he making guaranteed?
It's like 46 point something, I believe.
Total in his contract.
Oh, in his contract, 230 mil, I believe.
230 mil he's guaranteed in his contract. 46 mil he's guaranteed this upcoming season for sitting at home playing Call of Duty with Kyler Murray for the first 6 weeks of the league. How insane is this? This is absolutely absurd. This is not okay. Reed, please go on.
You want me to break down everything?
Break it down.
All right, guys.
I can't go
so
on.
If you're wondering how they got to this point of Judge Sue Robinson decided to make this judgment. So it all began back in last year when the NFLPA wanted to change this the current CBA where the Roger Goodell is no longer the judge, jury, and executioner because the NFLPA never liked that he was in control of everything. Nobody could say no to the guy or could have any argument with him. So the NFL set up the system where they set somebody up who's now Judge Sue Robinson, and the NFL does an investigation, which they did with the Watson. They did an investigation into everything, and they came up with a report. It was 215 pages long, and they give it to Judge Sue Robinson. Judge Sue Robinson reads the report. She makes her own decision upon it. Now, with this current case, there's a lot of different things, a lot of things. So when she read through the report, she found that he violated 3 rules. Which is he committed a nonviolent sexual assault. He posed a danger or to the safety and well-being of another, and he undermined the integrity of the league. Those are the 3 rules she found him that he broke. She did believe that he intended to cause contact with the massage person with a special part of his body. He did so for a sexual purpose and knew that such contact with the person was unwanted. So she 100% believes that Deshaun Watson is guilty. There's no refuting that. She believes that this is true. Now, with that, the reason why it's only 6 games and not like the full year that the NFL wanted was her reasoning behind this was because up to this point it has never been a full year or anything like that. It has always been 6 games. You saw it with Big Ben, you saw it with Ezekiel Elliott. It was always 6 games. Now, with the NFL is just wanting a year because of how many cases there are, 24 cases that are still, I believe, are still ongoing, or they've been settled. A lot have been settled, but there's 24 allegations against him. And then also, just because it's been going so long, it's been a stain on the NFL for way too long. They got to do something against it. This is what the public wants. They want a whole year. So that's why the NFL is pushing for it. But Judge Sue Robinson does not see that it is fit because the NFL has not given prior notice to the players. And that they have not given the players a warning that this is now the current standard of suspension for this act. That is the reasoning why she came to the conclusion of just 6 games, just as the standard has been. Now, we can say that it's wrong or whatever, but that is her decision. Now, the NFL, Roger Goodell has 3 days to appeal this, and we get to see what happens.
That's a horrible decision. That is a freaking horrible decision. Let's say there's a rule that's not even on there, and a player goes out and breaks that rule, and it's so absurd to the point where it humiliates someone so bad they can't even see their own family, and they're going to say, "Oh, we didn't warn you, or you guys didn't know." So the further action that will be taken upon is going to be the maximum that we had prior, because we didn't inform you beforehand that it will be this bad if you've done these acts. That's not okay. Listen, sorry, what's her Sue Robinson?
Sue Robinson.
Appreciate everything she's done. She's taken a lot of her time off doing this. I'm pretty sure she gave very well paid. But I know she wrote a lot of notes, but come on, dig deep and give the right sentence. I really do hope it's a lose-lose situation for Goodell. It really is. It's a lose-lose situation for him. Doesn't matter what decision he makes. If he says that, hey, I'm gonna, stand by Sue Robinson, I'm gonna stand by the NFLPA, I'm gonna let them work out their suspension, and I'm gonna fall behind, then everyone, like us, like all these NFL fans, except for some Browns fans, are gonna be like, what the HE double hockey sticks? What's going on? Why is this not happening? Why are you a horrible human being? All you guys care about is money and football. If he does appeal it and go for the full suspension, he gets backlash from the NFLPA, from other higher ups.
They'll sue.
They will sue him, including Deshaun Watson and party.
Yep.
That is not okay, and that is not cool. There should be some type of protection clause towards Goodell to listen out to the right or good. What's the good of the league?
Yeah, man. I just want to add a little bit on some past. I know they said that this was a rule that was like not really investigated too much, or it wasn't like a specific rule, so they couldn't heighten the allegations or the punishment for 6 games or longer. But a certain quarterback about maybe 12 years ago, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to bring up the past like Twitter and Facebook is right now. But this quarterback, he had allegations, 2 allegations, only 2 compared to Deshaun Watson's 26. He only had 2, and he was never convicted, nothing legal happened, and he was still suspended for 6 games. But the only difference was that it was Roger Goodell who gave him the 6 games. And I know that Roger Goodell, hopefully he's in his right mind. He's going to suspend Deshaun Watson for at least 10 games, 12 games, the entire season, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for here on NSP Football Talk. But Sue Robinson really did a disservice, in my opinion, because when you compare some of the reasonings and some of the punishments that the NFL has given out for some stuff that has had legal action, has been proven in the court of law, and they still get the same sentence that he got, and it's like, how is this possible? Like, there's a certain amount of evidence that can say that he wasn't found guilty in the court of law, but there's also a certain amount of evidence that says, hey, something's going on here. Even though we don't have cameras that are 4K inside of the parlors or wherever he was getting them at. I believe it was at the Houstonian, where we said last time on our podcast. But it's like, come on, like they reserved a room for him. It wasn't even his name. He was using a false name to go up there and do these acts, as we talked about in a previous video. It's just crazy. To compare it to this quarterback about 12 years ago, he got a 6-game suspension. And he actually admitted to saying that he did something wrong, and his suspension was cut to 4 games during that 2010 season. But Deshaun Watson is saying, hey, I did nothing wrong. After 26 women said, hey, you did something wrong, you should pay for this. And he did pay for it. I mean, he settled with 24 of them, I believe, or 25 of them
20
now.
of them. 20 of them. Oh, yeah, 25.
Yeah, 25. They
23.
just settled.
Yeah, 23.
23?
Yeah, because there's the 26, but it's really just 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know there was only just one that didn't settle, but everybody settled, and it's like, how much are they getting paid to just drop it? But in my opinion, I mean, the guy's getting paid way too much right now. I don't think he should be in the league as well. And I mean, that's all I gotta say. There's just past allegations from other people that have gotten the same amount of retribution that he's getting against the NFL.
I highlighted this comment, okay, because there's meaning towards it. Gabriel Munoz, thank you for watching this live. He says, call it now, week 7, Patriots 45, the Browns 0. I'm calling this right now because this guy has not played in 2.5 years.
Wait.
It was going to be 2.5 years. Okay, he's gonna come back. And what? Let's read. What's going on?
Does Gabriel know that the Browns play in week 7 the Ravens? They do not play the Patriots. Week 7, he goes and plays in Baltimore.
Oh, week 7, he does go play at Baltimore.
Yeah,
it's week 6 where he plays the Patriots.
Come on, Gabriel.
Hey, he might be right though.
But going off of what Gabriel's saying,
off what he says,
yes,
yeah.
the Ravens are going to go crazy. I think the Ravens defense is going to play great in that game, and the fans are going to go nuts, in my opinion. If the suspension stays the same, he plays week 7. If I'm a fan of that game, I'm chanting everything in the books. I'm bringing posters, signs, whatever, to just call out Deshaun Watson.
I'll bring a massage table. I'll go Bills Mafia up in there.
Yeah, man, it would have been funny
inside.
if it was Bills Mafia.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious. But yeah, I really hope, and this is going to make me a bad human being to some people, but I really hope the Browns lose out on their investment here. I really hope he comes into the NFL and complete sucks. I hope he just sucks. I hope he's not great. I hope he's not the agile player that he used to be. I hope he's not the accurate player he used to be. I hope he's just horrible. And I really hope that the Browns lose out on all that investment.
I have an important little comment here.
Okay.
It says that Deshaun Watson is able to practice week 4. So even though he's suspended for 6 games, he's only not able to be with the team from week 1 of the regular season to the beginning of week 4, right after they finish their Sunday game. So he's able to practice preseason, preseason.
He's practicing right now.
Yeah, he's practicing right now. And then he's not able to practice from week 1 to the end of week 3. Once that week 3 game ends, he's able to practice after that from week 4 all the way to week 7 until he gets to play.
Really?
I find that very, very, very disturbing. And I think Roger Goodell really, really needs to step in on that.
I wonder if that's been the prior thing that's been done for other suspensions. I'm not too sure.
From my understanding, what I thought that if you're suspended for a certain amount of games, you're not even allowed to see the team, to
Yeah.
interact inside the facilities and stuff like
Yep.
that. Um,
You're
yeah,
not allowed to have any contact at all. You're not allowed, that the head coach isn't allowed to like text you or anything, stuff like that. Looks like I'm not a purple hoser.
what's wrong with
Absolutely
that?
not.
You're not.
No,
I like purple hoser.
no, that's the Vikings, dude.
What?
No.
He's talking about Dude Perfect.
Oh,
Purple hoser. You don't know who Purple
I
Garrett?
didn't. Yeah, I know. Now that you say it, I didn't understand. I thought he was trying to make a.
He's showing you love. He's showing you
I
love.
appreciate it, Gabe. Appreciate it.
I also want to bring up this point that happened in the court. The NFL, they found five women credible
Yes,
to
5 were incredible.
to come in and say their piece.
So they talked with 4 women. The 5th one was just through the media. I don't know exactly how that worked, and Sue Robinson threw that one out. But she based her decision off of 4 cases, and they interviewed those 4 people, and then they also interviewed like 37 other third-party people that were involved with the case. If that makes sense.
And these cases that she interviewed, they were not confirmed that they were the ones that stood with their claim, right? Because some of them got paid off. Majority of
Yes.
them got paid off. So I think
believe-
there's only 3.
I believe they started this investigation before they got paid off.
Oh, before they got paid off.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So out of the 26, she has 4
Yep.
stories to go by.
Yes. So they interviewed. Wait, I take that back. They interviewed 12 people, and then they just took the 4 most credible people.
How did they go off by credible? What
That
did they do? I mean,
I'm guessing some of the stories didn't line up completely. They just didn't have as many facts as the others. I have no idea what they based it off of. Yeah. It's really scummy. There's 24 allegations. There's 26 allegations, 24 actual like lawsuits or whatever, civil suits, and they only take 4, and they're only going to use those 4 as their basis of it. I think it's kind of scummy.
and another thing, from my understanding, the NFLPA wants an answer by Goodell by tonight, right? They're trying to push him to back them up by tonight. And of course, he does have 3 days, but just from the reports I've been seeing, they're pushing for an answer to see how fast he reacts and if he really does side with the NFLPA or not.
I have no idea on that, but yeah, I mean, the NFLPA is going to be pushing for this, especially just because it's the first time with this new system that they've made. I'm very interested to see what Goodell does, and if he does appeal it, how far does he take it? Does he just bump it up 2 games? Say let's meet in some middle ground. Maybe he bumps it 4 games, or does he stick to his guns? Says I'm the big boss. I'm Roger Goodell. I'm the NFL commissioner. This is my decision, and says a full year and completely undermines Judge Sue Robinson. What does he do? I don't know.
I hate that it's going to be viewed that way, that he will undermine them, because look at this preseason. Calvin really got suspended for the whole year for gambling.
Yep. He wasn't even on the roster at the time.
He wasn't even on the roster. He wasn't playing. Goodell made that decision, and he is making it seem like from now on, like, stuff's going to be real and consequences are real. We talked about this earlier in the preseason, that players watch out. If you start breaking rules, that's like consequences will come. So with Calvin really being suspended for a year, I'm really thinking, I got hopes that Goodell will come in by day 3 and say, hey, I am going to appeal this. And once
Mm-hmm.
the NFL appeals it, which the NFL is Roger Goodell, it goes to the Supreme Court, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who's the Supreme Court? Roger Goodell. So if he appeals it, he will win no matter what.
Yep. And then the NFLPA will sue, and with Deshaun Watson, they will sue, and then it goes to the real courts.
And who is the NFLPA? What is their say on this? Because all they've said is that they back Sue Robinson and her ruling.
I believe they have said more. I haven't followed exactly what the NFLPA stance has been on a week to week basis. But as the player association, they do have to back the players no matter what the circumstance, no matter how bad the case is or whatever they did. They do have to back the player.
Really?
That's the player association. I mean, I guess if someone like murdered somebody, like what's his face? Aaron Hernandez, like years ago, then maybe they back off. But it's their job to represent the players.
And they didn't have any pool, right, at the time of Calvin Ridley?
I mean, I'm not positive about that.
Yeah, I don't think they really put anything out about that. But I know when other like battery and physical assault cases happen, they just put out a statement about like mental health and stuff like that, and making sure they have everything in check,
Mm-hmm.
and that they support their players and they support players getting their mental health and like getting it correct. But
Yeah.
I have a statement here. Cardinals wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins also got a 6-game suspension for PEDs, right?
Yep.
Well, allegedly PEDs. He says that it was something that he ate, so it wasn't him, but he didn't really appeal that. He said there's worse things that can happen than a 6-game suspension when he's coming off an injury. But he's not allowed to step on any facility that the Cardinals own for the entire 6 weeks.
I wonder how that's decided then. I have no clue.
No clue.
Let's
That's
just
so
hope it
weird.
changes by the 3rd day.
Yeah, let's hope so. Now, the only other thing is the thing that's looming is Alvin Kamara and his suspension that he's going to get. That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at right now to see if there's anything on him just yet. But we'll see how this ruling affects that as well for those Saint fans and their best running back in a long time.
Well, I guess this is kind of the standpoint, right? This is the beginning, because this is the first time the NFL has brought in a judge to help with these situations here. And yeah, so this is the example, whether it be a slight slap on the wrist or a full year suspension, because you got Alvin Kamara coming up. You have Dan Snyder, which is a different story. Well, similar story, but different process.
Mm-hmm.
But you have all this stuff that's going to happen, and it's going to be it's going to be bad. It's going to be a lot that's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of news for us. It's good, but it shouldn't have to be that way. It should just be about football.
Yep. It's unfortunate.
It really is. But yeah. Horrible stuff. That's Deshaun Watson. Still on the team. He'll be back at the facility by week 4. Suspended 6 games. As of now. We'll see what happens in 3 days.
Yep.
We'll see if we talk to you guys by then. We might have another Deshaun Watson show on Monday. And if we don't, we're probably all going to be pissed off. Along with a lot of other people.
Yep.
Because if nothing happens, I don't want to talk about this again.
We spent too much time already digging on this and
we've been covering this stuff for a whole year now.
Oh yeah, over a year
since like episode 2 or 3 of our first like when we launched the podcast.
Yeah, last off season.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson, man. Gosh,
crazy.
It is crazy. Well, anyways, thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you guys joining us live. If you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit this like button, help us out. If you guys don't know, we are also on TikTok. Find us on NSP Football Talk. We make some good content there. Pretty funny stuff, I think so. But thank you all so much for joining in. Join us live tomorrow at 6 o'clock for Fantasy Football Talk. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we got some more information concerning our NSP Fantasy Football League if you guys are interested in joining. So thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, keep on grinding.